All right, I want to start by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect out there. All right, I want to do a quick lesson going into this video that I saw. So I'm going to start in Romans 13:1. It says, be subject to government and being an Israelite in the land of our captivity. We have no choice but to be subject under government. You see, because the Lord put these devils in power. And so we have to follow the laws of the land for now. But a lot of our people don't understand that. And you have situations like this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play the video first. You have situations like this that happen. All right. Oh, that's another video. Let's play this one. This is the one I want.
So there's a cop being investigated. We're trying to get more information. He shot a pedestrian on the freeway. This is shocking video. Here it is. So the incident starts with the officer on top of the pedestrian in the middle of the freeway. The officer then draws his gun. You see that right there, all right? And then quickly puts rounds into the man in the pavement, all right? Hell of a thing. Put up the screenshot. Okay. The footage shows the officer getting up and backing away while firing several more rounds at the person who's still on the ground. So the California Department of Justice is now investigating after a state officer opened fire and killed a pedestrian in the middle of a Southern California freeway. A video posted online Sunday appears to show California Highway Patrol officers shooting a person multiple times after a struggle in the middle of Interstate 105 in South Los Angeles County. A California Highway Patrol unit responded to a call around 3:15 p.m. This was Sunday about a person walking within traffic lanes along the freeway's westbound lanes, the agency said in the news release. When the unit made contact with the pedestrian, a struggle ensued and an officer-involved shooting occurred, according to the news release. Now, the first thing I'm thinking is that if a person is walking in the middle of traffic at 3:15 p.m., we are in LA County, this person may have a mental health issue, and we need to treat it as such. So the officer was what? In fear for his safety, end quote. Well, according to the Supreme Court, sir, there's not a damn thing anyone can do. After the individual used a taser against the officer, according to a separate statement from the California Highway Patrol obtained by CNN affiliate KABC. During the struggle, quote, the pedestrian was able to access a taser he had in his possession, activated the weapon, and used the taser against the officer. The statement read, following the pedestrian's use of the weapon against the officer and in fear of his safety, the officer fired a service weapon, striking the pedestrian. Now, we don't know if this was used and successfully used. They do not say that outright. We don't hear them say that the officer was struck by the taser, or if the taser was even active. The initial Highway Patrol statement made no mention, however, of the taser. Okay?
All right, and you see, I'll pause the video right there, and let's get a quick scripture. The one I was going to start off with in Romans 13, it says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. And you see, an officer, he's a part of those higher powers of this government, which is a part of this empire, the last leg of the Roman Empire that it mentions that will be ruling in this time, you see. And Jake needs to understand that. You can't fight back because we don't have any might in our hands, like the scriptures say. Now is not the time to fight back now, you see. But the Lord, when your house shall come back, and he's going to lead the charge, then we'll have the power to fight back. But now you have to follow the laws of the land. All right, Romans 13:1 again. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. You see, the Lord controls all of this. The Lord set these devils up. He caused them to be police officers. He put their powers on high. You see, he raised these devils up. It said the powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. You see, the Lord, the powers that be, the Roman Empire, them being exalted, the police is out here. The Lord made them as such. He ordained all of that. Romans 2, it says, whosoever therefore resists the power, resisted the ordinance of Yahweh, and they resist shall receive to themselves damnation. You see? And that guy, he received damnation because he resisted the powers. You saw him fighting the cop in the video. You see? Jake needs to understand we're in the land of our captivity. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but unto evil. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise the same. You see? So the Jake, like I said before, the Lord kills and he makes alive. You see? So the Jake obviously did some evil that displeased the Lord. And the Lord administered judgment unto him by using his enemy. You see? So-called white man. All right, it says, for he is a minister of God to thee for good. You do good, and then he's gonna be at peace with you. You see, because there's another scripture in the Bible. It says, when your ways please the Lord, he shall make even your enemies to be at peace with you. You see, it says, for he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, so obviously the guy was doing evil or had done evil in his past life, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. And as you can see, he shot the guy up, you see. For he is a minister of Yahweh, you see, a minister for judgment, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, you see. And that's what you saw in this video, all right. And a lot of them, which is, I'm talking about our enemies, they do that and they hold themselves not guilty because they are our enemies. All right, let's see. This is Exodus, not Exodus. This is let's see. It's let's see. It says hold themselves not guilty, which that's what a lot of our enemy does, because we are at a lower state and they see us as being nothing. I mean, we are still 3/5 of a human on the books. Let's see. Who it says it's going to say whose possessors slay them. Where is it? Let me search it again. Slay them and hold. Let's see. All right, here we go. Zechariah 11:5. It says, whose possessors, you see, we are in the possession of our enemies now. You see, we were sold to our enemies because we disobeyed the word of the Lord. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And that's what they do. They use one of their lines is, well, one of the lines that they use is they say, I was in fear of my life. Another instance, which it made national news, one guy was running away from the cops and he shot him in the back. In other instances also, they hold themselves not guilty. You see, they that sell them, you see, say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not, you see. All right, let's let the video play out, then I'll end the lesson. All right.
So that would seemingly be the biggest deal out of the whole scenario. There was a weapon, but the weapon was left out of the initial report. No weapon, just a struggle. But
whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
then the updated version, oh, there's a weapon. There's more. CNN has reached out to the agency for the updated statement. It's unclear what led to the altercation. The department declined to provide any additional details, including the name of the pedestrian, and deferred all inquiries to the California Department of Justice. This stinks bad, right? Very much so. We're going to stay on top of this. Sharing your thoughts.
Well, even this, the cop investigated, it says, for shooting a pedestrian. I've grown to be so disheartened and skeptical about what investigating is really being done. There'll be something that'll be paid out, perhaps, if you have the stomach to stay in it. I'm sure Attorney Harry Daniels knows a lot about that. And then we'll repeat. We'll just put it on rinse and repeat. And it's very, very disheartening.
Very much so. All right. We're going to bring you updates for sure.
You see, and like she said, it'll repeat. Yes, it's going to happen again. And Jake needs to understand that we are in the land of our captivity. Follow the laws of the land, even though we don't want to, because they are ordained of the Lord. All right. Shalom.